WWE breaking news, huge developments, changes, corrections. We're going to bring to you right here on the Brash and the Braves. We keep you in the know on the hottest, the latest, the greatest, the newest, the most definitive. Remember to become a channel member today. Donate below, and let's do it in stereo. Ladies and gentlemen, is a wrestling company about to be resurrected? Is a wrestling company about to return? Also, breaking news on WWE Raw GM Adam Pearce. Breaking news on a WWE star suffering a heart attack that was pretty much, well, detrimental to their health and their well-being. And we got a breaking news update as it concerns a FAMER surgery to a top star in the industry. All this and much more blockbuster updates that you do not want to miss. We are your one-stop escape. But before we get into anything further here, guys, we got some rumors to take effect and to shut down and to correct. The wrestling world was shaken earlier this week when Barry Windham revealed during an interview with his longtime friend and tag team partner Mike Rotunda, the father of the late great Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas, was in hospice care. However, Rotunda's daughter Mika Rotunda has now issued a statement clarifying the condition and all the details that are behind it. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the insiders at this hour and at this time, our family would like to take a moment to clarify some information currently circulating online regarding my father, IRS, Mike Rotunda. Yes, my Uncle Barry did make a comment mentioning that my father is in hospice care while answering a question about my late brother Windham, whom we lost 2 years ago. So they've already lost Bray Wyatt, they've lost Windham already, and now you got this one. Mika went on to explain that her father's situation is very serious. My father is not in hospice, but rather in a rehabilitation center. He suffered a massive heart attack September the 20th and was actually in a coma for a week and spent over a month hospitalized. So now, see, guys, we're just learning this now. We're just getting this information now, and that was over a month ago, and that was right before my birthday, right before I turned 37 years old. So you can see just how the news spreads. Sometimes it spreads slow, sometimes it spreads fast. But now we're just learning about the superstar IRS suffering a massive heart attack, being in a coma. He has now transitioned after over a month to a rehabilitation center, while our family remains present, hopeful, and focused on his recovery. It has been a long, long road, and we know there's still a long road ahead, but our thoughts and our faith in God remain strong. Anyone who knows my dad knows it's his strength, work ethic, and athleticism that have carried him through not just this, but every challenge life has thrown his way. If there's one person I have faith in, it is Captain Mike. She also took a moment to thank fans in the wrestling community for their overwhelming support while asking for continued privacy during this recovery. Now, again, this is probably why, again, I brought this up yesterday, guys. Again, people say I'm a clickbaiter, I'm a masturbator, I'm a faker, I'm a con artist. I talked about a death that almost went down, that somebody was on, that a wrestler was on their deathbed, that they were seeing red, that they were about to cross over to the other side. And that was IRS. Again, I didn't have the name at the time. I didn't have the name, I'll admit. But I did say that there was a wrestler. I did say that there was a superstar that was not doing well at all. And that they were about to be crossing over. Now, again, IRS was hospitalized. He was in a coma. He was in the ICU. Things weren't looking good. There was a lot of people thinking he wasn't going to make it. But he fought, and he fought the good fight at the end of the day, which is all that anybody would ask of IRS. We are deeply grateful for the outpouring love, support, prayers, and support from the wrestling world and local communities. At this time, we kindly ask for privacy. Mike Rotunda's wrestling legacy runs deep, both through his career as Aaron Shyster and through his sons, Bray Wyatt, the late, great Bray Wyatt, and the Bo Dallas, who, that would explain why Bo Dallas has been off WWE TV as Uncle Howdy over the last several weeks, obviously attending to his father. The update from Mika resurfaces that while the road to recovery will be long, the family remains strong and united, and hope we send our thoughts and prayers to Mike Rotunda. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions below. So there is the update on that. Also, it is being revealed names that WWE figured behind racist remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been officially ended the speculation by revealing WWE figure who made racially offensive remarks toward this star during the Attitude Era, confirming it was none other than good old JR, Jim Ross, according to D. Von Dudley. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, do you think that good old JR, Jim Ross is literally really racist? Devon Dudley clears up story about sleeping backstage at AEW Dynamite. And what wrestling company could be resurrected from the ground up? Is it going to see the light of day once again in 2026 or after that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, all it takes is money and time and work and strategizing. According to those in the know at this time and at this hour, don't you dare be sour. Thunder Rosa reveals AEW in-ring return status after setback, but that's not all. We also got more news as it concerns working to bring Mission Pro Wrestling out of hiatus. Again, Thunder Rosa is working to bring back Mission Pro Wrestling, and ladies and gentlemen, that would be monumental. In a day and era where it's not about putting the others out of business, it's about building each other up. Also, breaking news on the WWE Raw GM Adam Pearce. WWE Raw GM Adam Pearce explains the real meaning behind his daily love somebody message. Also, breaking news as concerns refunds. The demand, the surge is absolutely vital and it is significant. According to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters at this time and at this hour, AEW fans get full refunds after Wrestle Dream 2025 streaming disaster on Amazon Prime. Now, this is where you're going to give AEW credit because I don't know if the WWE would have done the same thing. I don't know if they would have. They could have, but I don't know if the WWE would have done the same thing. And listen, we all know the kind of obstacles and the kind of troubles and the kind of issues that WWE has on Netflix and ESPN, and with the feed blacking out and with it going slow and with it, going dark and all these other things. Also, breaking news on former Universal Champion of this world, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was seen sporting a grizzled look amid his WWE injury hiatus. What do you think on the new look of one Kevin Owens, KO? It's always good to talk about him. Also, Kota Ibushi provides a new injury update following his FAMER surgery. Are you a fan of Kota Ibushi? Also, we are receiving word right now, according to those in the know, that Enzo Amore, we haven't heard about him in a while. We have seen him in TNA. We have seen him in other wrestling companies. We have seen him in other promotions, but we never thought it would be back in the WWE, although this is probably as close to the WWE for Enzo Amore. Explains why AEW passed on him and why he doesn't care, quite frankly. The real reason why Enzo Amore's WWE return hasn't happened yet. And again, do you want to see the return of Enzo Amore in World Wrestling Entertainment? Do you want to see him come back to the company, to the system? Do you think it would be a safe bet, or do you think that it would end up really bad? Or would he end up headlining and main eventing maybe a SummerSlam, maybe a Survivor Series, maybe being one out of the tag team champions? Also, MLW is in talks for a new weekly TV deal. Yes, you heard that right. MLW in talks for a new weekly TV deal. Vince McMahon's work ethic is being compared to ICP's Violent J in an incredible hot take. Vince McMahon's workout routine is almost as legendary as the controversial stories revolving around his name. Natalya wants WWE to book 50% women's matches at WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. Is the WWE going to book WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, but with 50% of girls, women's, females matches? Would you want to see WrestleMania made of 50% women's matches? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions and your emotions on all of that. Also, breaking news on a WWE star who is sick, but still somehow, someway managed to wrestle. And this girl, this athlete, this star is being given a lot of praise, a lot of good positiveness. According to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters at this hour, Maxine Dupree wrestled sick during her Raw match against Becky Lynch, and she had one hell of an outing. It was outstanding. So big credit to Maxine Dupree, who I definitely see a bright future. She will be your next headliner in WrestleMania, main eventer, like a Charlotte Flair, like a Becky Lynch, like a Bayley. I can assure you of that. This girl has the goods, not just the looks, but she has the athleticism to back it. Bobby Fish explains why he kicked out of CM Punk's GDS and calls out his passive-aggressive behavior backstage. Enzo Amore drops his own version of Dusty Rhodes' Hard Times promo on the 40th anniversary. Despite the Jade Cargill heel turn, viewers, fans, and subscribers, the WWE SmackDown viewership for October the 24th sees a decrease despite Jade Cargill's heel turn. Jey Uso says that Roman Reigns sees him as an equal. Jordan Grace shows brutal facial injury after Kalani Jordan's belt shot. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on that. Also, Rob Van Dam, Mr. PPV, RVD, defends AEW's controversial fish tank spot amid severe backlash, where he almost tried to drown Darby Allin. Lance Anoa'i reveals his next goal after his release from the WWE. Chris Jericho trademark abandoned amid his WWE return speculation. And the AEW Collision viewership for October the 25th sees a massive decrease after Nixon Newell's debut. A last man standing match has been announced by the WWE. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing and hearing that a last man standing match for the NXT title has been booked for Gold Rush. Massive wrestling star is in stable condition after a very serious and debilitating car accident. It would appear as if Blue Demon Jr. is indeed in some stable condition. 2 big matches have been added to the AEW Fright Night Dynamite on October 29, and TNA Knockouts title match ends in chaos during last night's NXT. More Halloween Havoc Fallout booked for the 11-4 WWE NXT, and Tatum Paxley's first women's title match ends in a disastrous DQ during NXT. Also, a major star has been pulled from an event, that being, again, Blue Demon Jr. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, the struggle might be real, but the appeal is here because we set the precedence at an all-time high. As we are now receiving word that Devon Dudley denies claim that WWE was infiltrated by the KKK. Wow, the WWE infiltrated by the KKK, the Ku Klux. Really? Is that what it's come down to? Is that what we're going to talk about? Is that what we're going to bring up? The Ku Klux Klan, the KKK? Or wow, really? Wow, that's pretty devastating. That's pretty annihilating. That's something you don't want to really talk about. It's kind of little controversial. I don't know if that's the kind of thing I want to talk about and bring up here on the brash and the raisin, but that is exactly what we just did. Viewers, fans, and subscribers, your thoughts, your comments, because remember, if it weren't for you, there would be no show and view. The defiance and the dynamics will come through your screens because I bleed red, white, and blue. Subscribe.